Steady, are you ready?
Are you ready?
What's going on?
Yo, it's your girl DJ Dirty Die. Hashtag my DJ is dirty, and we are back with another episode of The Dirty Show. And this time, I have Mr. Fly by Any Means, Mr. Concert Thrower, Mr. Smile, Beautiful Smile. That's your new nickname, Mr. Beautiful Smile. Because one thing about it, he gonna show you them pretty teeth. So I got Mr. Fly by Any Means, aka Dan Twan, in the building. How are you?
I'm doing well, It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
See, he cheating already. Y'all got me smiling. So it's gonna be a lot of teeth on this episode. I just want to prepare y'all.
Yes, it is.
So it's so dope to finally talk to you again. When I
Yes.
had you on the Dirty Show before, it was on the radio.
Yes.
And you were managing DJ Sony then.
Yes.
So it's been a while since we talked, and
Yes.
you've been throwing dope shows out here. You got it going on with the Connect at Noir.
Yes.
How did you take off from being a manager as
Uh-huh.
DJ Sony manager to start like, I'm gonna just get into this fully now? Because you've been doing a lot of shows before.
Yes.
So it's not like you're new to it, but what made you get heavy? I'll say you got heavier into it.
I got heavy into it right before COVID, and then, of course, COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that shut everything down.
Uri.
So when COVID happened and I couldn't do shows, shows is like one of my main businesses that I got. So I had to get real creative of how to make money, how to stay afloat and things like that. So what I did during that time was I sharpened my craft and I worked on different relationships with different venues because I knew, being shut down and locked down so long that when outside opens, it's going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
People haven't had anywhere to go. They haven't been spending their money like that. So once this stuff clears up, they're going to be wanting to come outside again.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took advantage of the times once things started opening back up. And I'm just kind of like, in my mind, I'm kind of just making up for lost times.
I feel you, especially when you already been plotting and you had your plan and it had to get delayed.
Yes.
So how did you even start building the relationships to even have people come here?
So it's crazy, right? Almost 10 years ago now, I was working at the shipyard, and I had this big vision of me doing what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
People told me I was crazy. They was like, I'm going to be working there the rest of my life. I'm going to retire there. And I just said, I just see something bigger for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked away from my job at the shipyard making good money, and I was like, how am I going to get close to the artists? Because that was my plan. I was
Right.
like, I'm going to be a big-time promoter. I'm going to do shows all over the world. But how am I going to get close to the artists? So this is what I did. I had two options. I said I could be a security guard.
Hey.
Because they close to the artists. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you one thing about your goals. It's steps.
Yeah, it's steps to it.
Okay, so that's
It's steps.
steps.
So I was like, I could be a security guard or I could be a cameraman. And I was like, I just don't look like no security guard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, let me try the camera route. So what I did was I had money saved up from working. I took my 401k. I always made money with different businesses and stuff. And I just went out on my own. I bought all the camera equipment. And I DM and inboxed at that time, because this was Facebook and Twitter.
Right.
I inboxed every promoter I could.
Okay.
I'm coming to shoot your event for free. You ain't got to pay me. I just want exposure. I give you all the pictures. But that was my way to get close to the artist.
Right.
Because, if you take good pictures and good videos, the artists want it.
Yes.
So when I was going to like Carolina and Atlanta and all these different places, I was dressed like this.
Mm-hmm.
Jewelry, everything. All the artists and the promoters used to look at me like I was crazy, like, why are you taking the pictures? You look like us.
Right.
But it all was a plot just to get close to the artists and get their contacts. So what I did was, when I was taking the pictures and doing the videos, I would get the manager and sometimes the artist's email and phone number. So I did that enough to where I built up my contact list and eventually walked away from the camera and started doing my own shows at that point.
Oh,
so I just did that to get close to the artists.
Okay.
Pretended to be a cameraman.
So
Crazy, right?
yes, but I guess this look, the hustle of me. So what you do with the equipment?
So with equipment, I still got the equipment. My plan was to open a photography, videography studio where you could like shoot music videos at. You could have cars inside of it, like a warehouse situation. But I never found the location to do it at. So I still got all that equipment.
You should. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So I'm school. I'm older.
Yeah.
I would say I'm seasoned. So back in the day, on the Strip, they used to have this actual studio that you could go to and shoot music videos. Yes, and I thought that was like the dopest idea.
Yeah.
So my cousins had came down here one time, and they ended up going to the beach without me. I missed it, but they ended up shooting Can't You See Total video.
Oh, that's dope.
While they were in there.
Yeah.
So I really think that idea with your cameras and stuff will work. Like if you just find because everybody doing selfie studios, but I think if you do a video studio where people can actually, but back then we had VHS tapes.
Yeah.
VHS tapes and beta and all that stuff. So they actually gave you could just pay for the tape, but it's like a basic low budget production, but you get your own video.
Yeah. That was the plan. I just never. Every time I found a location, it either didn't work or I didn't like the location or whatever like that. So I still got all my cameras, my drones, everything. And I had top-notch equipment. Yeah. And I just got it sitting in the crib in my book bags and stuff.
You ever thought about renting it out to upcoming?
I should, right?
I'm like, because when you spend that much money on something, it's like, okay, shit, I'm trying to think of another hustle. No, how can I hustle what I already got? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, without having to buy anything else.
Exactly.
So those are definitely some good ideas. I'm definitely going to take that into consideration. Maybe all of us can think about that after the show with that warehouse thing, because I think that'll be big.
Yeah,
now, they got them in Atlanta, they got them in Carolina, but I haven't really seen it here where you can put a whole car in the building, where you could do
a fitter car.
Yeah, and different stuff like that.
You just have to have a building that doors is big enough to accommodate that.
Yeah, I think it'll be a dope idea, especially with all the talent in the area. I just feel like, and somebody might take it because we on camera, but I think it'll be a dope idea.
You heard it here first.
It'll be a dope idea to have one of those here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because you don't always want to shoot your video or take your pictures outside.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? You want a space where we can set it up real nice with the professional lights, and we can do the smoke bombs, green screens, all that stuff, and shoot nice quality.
Instead of a selfie studio, a video studio.
Yeah, music videos, movie production, commercials. That's a big business.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's still needed in the area.
Yes.
Yeah.
So after you did all your camera stuff, you got close to the artist. How did you say, look, I'm about to make these deals and just start bringing them here?
So check this out. When I was taking the pictures, I always watched the promoter or the club owner. As I was taking the pictures, I'm always looking to see what they're doing because I'm studying. I'm taking notes at this time. And I said, man, it's crazy. This one guy is making all this money from the sections, from the bottles, from the parking lot. That's what I want to do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I just studied and watched people and just eventually went out there on my own. My first show was Yo Gotti. Put 1,600 people in the building. Yeah.
That's huge for your first show.
First show.
What promoter would you say motivated you, or you may like, ooh, because I know it's a promoter out here and I'm gonna wait to see who you say.
Yeah.
But it's a promoter out here and I was like, yo, he is the shit.
Yeah.
Like the shit. Who is that promoter for you that made you just like, man, I'm doing this shit?
For me, I'm gonna say I probably had to do out of town and here. So for out of town, it had to be Headliner World. Mike Gardner, he owned Live. Club Live, he owned Racket, a bunch of different things. I never seen a black man in my time run things the way he run it.
Okay.
And Live is a big situation in Miami.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
Tom Brady, everybody goes there, and it holds like thousands of people, and he runs it so effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he can just do it with his eyes closed. So when I seen him do it, and of course, like your AG Entertainment in Atlanta,
Alex is the shit.
He the shit.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first time I lived in Atlanta, it was 2000, and I was dating this guy out there. He took me to an Alex party.
Crazy. Me
and my nigga had on sneakers, and apparently, the guy I was dating at the time, he knew Alex. He was cool with him, but when we walked up to that fucking door, it was lions and tigers and shit in cages, back then. And it's like he every time I went out of town, Alex had a party there. Every time I was in Miami, Alex had a party. You know what I'm saying? And I done been out there for the MTV Awards. I done been to Vegas. He everywhere. And he has the best parties. Like BMF used to be in his parties, popping Perrier Jouet, bringing trash bags, trash cans up
Full of
the
money.
goddamn steps.
Yeah.
That opium back in,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
I remember them days.
Yeah.
He's a legend. And it's
Yes.
crazy because even with Alex, I don't know if you knew this, he started here
I didn't know that.
in Norfolk.
I didn't know that.
He ran stuff in Norfolk and left here and went to Atlanta.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, crazy.
Yo,
he started
Alex
right
is the
here.
shit.
He
He's
started right here in Virginia,
definitely
built the
motivation.
situation up, and he went to Atlanta and took over.
Yeah, Alex is definitely one of the biggest promoters that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
From back then until now, and still doing it and just doing it way bigger.
yeah,
And he's just so cool with all the artists.
yeah, yeah.
He's
It's like a
mad
personal
cool.
relationship.
Yes, I met him and his brother Simon. They really cool. His brother Simon was the first person I ever smoked hookah with. They had the Skittle flavors that, like, they just put me on the shit that I never even knew. And that was 2000.
Yeah.
People just now smoking hookah.
Now, yeah, and they've been doing it.
Yeah.
It's like he's definitely a trendsetter for what he does. I think
Yes.
he birthed a lot of us.
Right.
You know, because like you said, during that time he was the guy and still is now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you had to get some kind of inspiration from him, from Compound to the Dome
Everything.
to even he do concerts.
What was
you know?
I cannot remember the name of that club.
In Atlanta.
Visions?
Yeah.
Club Visions?
Visions. Cause
Oh
Jeezy
my
rapped
God.
about it.
Yo.
Yeah.
That club was okay. I don't shout out to the interior designer
Yeah.
because they don't get enough credit. Whoever decorated
Yeah.
that club was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was also the first time I ever seen D Nice live too.
Yeah. Oh, D Nice amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Visions because Jeezy rapped about it. He
Yes.
said kept the
Visions
lights
was
on
love.
in Visions. Yeah, Alex know.
Yeah.
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 That was, I tell you, like, he definitely paved the way for people like myself, you know, because he showed you it was possible.
Right.
He showed you could really do it and do it with style and grace, and you know, just do it so effortlessly. You know, it's like he runs Atlanta.
And what's even crazier is I've been to a lot of Alex events and I've never seen nothing jump off.
Nothing.
Like nothing bad has happened.
That's what I like about it. He got that
Yes.
respect. You know
Yes.
what? This Alex, I ain't gonna do that.
Everybody coming
if
up
you
clean.
want Alex,
You gotta have some money to go to Alex party.
you gotta have some money.
Yeah.
You gotta have some money.
If you ain't never been to an Alex party, you probably ain't even.
Yeah.
Don't just stay home.
Yeah, you gotta have your bag right.
Cause you will be intimidated as fuck.
Yeah, I would say him. I would say him and definitely headline the world in Miami.
Okay.
Like, and they do stuff together too.
Oh, okay.
Nah, they
okay,
do like
okay.
the All Star.
But see, that's what I like.
Yeah, the
Because Alex
partnership.
not afraid to work with other people when he go to different states.
Yeah. He's amazing. So definitely those two.
Okay.
Definitely those two.
Those two.
Yeah.
Okay. So what sets you apart? How do you work with their managers or do you just work with the artists? Or
So-
it depends.
It just depends on the situation, right? Sometimes I deal with the managers, and sometimes I build such a strong relationship with the artists that I can talk to the artist directly. It just all depends on the act and the situation or whatever like that. But I have a relationship with both for the most part.
Okay, so are y'all friends now? Like
Yeah, we're definitely friends
so
now.
not
First
only are
name
you
basis.
running a business, you're making great friends.
Yes, making great friendships along the way. Like even Jeezy, like I've been doing Jeezy for years now. You know, here, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Texas.
Oh damn! Wow.
All those markets that I run, I brought Jeezy there.
Okay.
And first name basis. You know, when I did him in Portsmouth in 2019, he stayed the next day after the show and did a charity event for free. He didn't charge me. He'll charge you for that.
That was so dope.
And
I remember that. Was that at Norfolk State?
it was at IC Norcom in Portsmouth.
Okay, I know it was one. Okay, I remember that.
He stayed, talked to the kids. We was on the news and everything, and he did that for free of charge. Y'all don't tell them about it, but he did that for free of charge
That
because
was so dope
of our relationship.
Yeah.
So I will tell people just listening that relationships are everything. Relationships are a lot of times stronger than money because I could go broke tomorrow, but with the relationships I got, I'll be right back on my feet, 30 days or less.
And that's all that matters.
The clean business I do, how I treat the artists and their managers when they come to town, how I take care of them, the hospitality. I make sure they straight when they come to town. Whatever they need, whatever they want, I take care of them.
So you accommodate.
Yes.
What is the most craziest accommodation you had to make?
Oh man, these riders, and for your audience that's listening that may not know what a rider is. A rider is basically a list that the artists and their managers come up with of stuff that you got to get. Like, it may be pink Skittles. It may be, you got to get all orange sodas, no Pepsis. It might be a certain brand of water. Like with Fab, like you got to get candles and mirrors and a bunch of shit. Yeah, with Fab, when you book Fab, you got to have mirrors in his dressing room. You got to have candles, a bunch of shit, or he ain't coming. Crazy. It's stuff on the router that they don't even use that they have up there, and we still got to get it, or they won't come. Like you'll pay for $5,000-$10,000 worth of liquor, and they don't even drink. But you have to have that there, or they won't go on stage.
What?
Crazy. But once you start building a relationship with that artist, they get a little lenient on it. And I be talking shit. I be like, I'm not buying all this Ace of Spades. You don't even drink. Instead of 10, we gonna get 2. Yeah, we just buying it for their friends. We buy all that stuff for their friends to eat and drink, and the artists don't even touch it.
So let me ask you this: have you ever thinking about going in wholesale business with the liquor store?
I really, and I love how you think, guys, because I've really thought about that. I thought about, why don't we own the ground transportation company? Why don't we own the liquor situation?
That way you can already have that provided, and that could be an extra fee.
An extra fee that I'm getting. So I definitely thought about that. Just working through the right channels to do it, because you buy so much liquor that just goes to waste. I did Plies back in maybe 2016 or something like that. He got like 12 or 15 bottles of Ace of Spades. He don't drink. He was passing the Ace of Spades to the women in the crowd.
Oh, he's a playboy though. Yeah.
I said, oh no, not tonight. Not tonight. Them Ace of Spades bottles, if you drink, they're expensive.
Yeah.
I said, we ain't doing that, buddy. Man, nah. We ain't paying for you to give it to them.
No.
It could be for your staff or your crew, but we not doing that. But
a lot of people.
Yeah, so it'd be crazy because they order all this food, all this different stuff, and they'll do their show and leave. But like once you build that leverage, once you build that relationship up, it's like, look, instead of giving you 100 wings, we're gonna give you 20 because you ain't gonna eat them anyway. Then you can start leveraging the situation and just telling them what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do.
Right.
And they gotta respect it. And usually they do if you've been doing business with them for a while. But the rider could be 5 pages long depending on the show.
What?
Yeah. Like if you're doing like a big show at the Nova, it could be pages. But if you're doing like a little club or like a smaller venue, it don't usually be that much. But if you're doing like a tour, because I do a lot of tours as well, if you're doing like a tour situation, that rider could be 5 or 6 pages. And the rider consists of bottles, food, ground transportation, hotels, all that stuff. It's on the rider. Yeah. Most of the time I try to get all in deals where they cover their flights and I handle their hotels and their local ground transportation. But sometimes with certain artists, you got to get their flights for them and their friends. So it's not like you just buying, Jeezy a flight. You got to buy Jeezy and his homeboy flights.
Oh, yeah, because I'm coming with somebody.
Yeah, I'm coming with somebody. I'm coming with my crew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes they may come 10, 15 deep.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not paying for all of them.
Yeah. So once you build that leverage up, once you got some skin in the game, then you can negotiate. Now, we're not doing 10, but we'll do 5. You know what I'm saying? And usually it works out. Over time.
So are the contracts complicated, like the back and forth? How long does that process take when you're trying to seal a deal?
Well, for me, being that a lot of the artists I already know, I already work with, I usually can get the contract in 2 days, sometimes the same day, just depending on the logistics of the situations. Like me, a lot of promoters try to piggyback off my shows, but I have it in the contract where nobody can book them unless they get permission from me. So it's called a right to refusal. A right to refuse, it gives me the right to refuse any after parties, any charity events, any interviews, anything dealing with that artist while I have them in town. I usually do it a month or 2 before and a month or 2 after, 50 to 100 mile radius. A lot of times I do 100 if I want to be petty. You know, if I want
That's
them to go
smart,
to
though.
Richmond. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So when you do stuff like that, do you feel betrayed if they just go to a club afterwards?
Yeah, I do. Because you know that's disrespecting our relationship, and that's breaking the contract that we signed. You know, and some artists don't want to sign that they can't go nowhere else and make no more money.
Right.
And that usually be an artist that I don't want to build with or do no business with. Cause why I'm gonna spend all this money to get you into town for another club or promoter to be able to piggyback and bring them to the establishment, and I don't get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
So I do that to protect myself, and most of the artists be cool with it because they know 9 times out of 10 if I book them for a show, I'm gonna do the after party.
Right.
So you know it usually works out, but the other promoters they don't like it, and all they gotta do is call me. It ain't like they can't do it. They just gotta have a conversation with me. But you know people don't be wanting to do that.
They don't want to share the wealth.
Nah, they don't want to share the wealth.
There's enough money out here.
It's enough money for everybody. We all can eat. It ain't hard to get along with.
Though.
Yeah. They'll not call. If they know they gotta call me, they'll just not do it.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't, man. Who you think he is? I ain't calling him. There's
My
proper
name on
ways
the
to do it.
paperwork.
My
You
name on the
gotta call
paperwork.
me.
And it's crazy because a lot of people don't have that in their paperwork.
Because they don't know.
They don't
They're
know.
doing it.
They just doing it. You know, and I tell people, and I want to tell your audience, whatever field you in, know the business.
Yes.
You know, it's cool to make money. It's cool to look popular. It's cool to take pictures with people. But make sure your business is straight because people will fuck you over in this business or whatever business you're in if your paperwork not together. Yeah. So that was one of the things when the pandemic came that I really focused on and I really studied how to make sure my business is better. How to make sure that I'm protecting my relationships. Right. Because I done had so many people on the local level call me and get prices and go behind my back and try to book the artist for my price and a bunch of different things.
Oh, that's shady.
It's shady, you know what I'm saying? But I had to make sure my business was straight. I had to make sure that my relationship was so tight with that artist that even if somebody does go to do that, oh no, you gotta call Twan for that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I had to get burnt in order to learn that. Right. So I just want to tell people, like, let your losses, let your mistakes, let your mishaps be paid lessons for you not to go through that again.
Yeah, that's so smart. That's some really good advice.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't.
Nah.
They don't have their paperwork in order, and then they wondering why they getting fucked, and they gonna keep fucking you too.
Yeah. Yeah, they will.
Just like it's a lot of DJs, like right now, niggas is not taking deposits.
Yeah.
No, I need a deposit. If you want to book me, secure the fucking date.
Yeah.
Like, and then they'll have you for the date or say it, and you just banking on, hoping that they don't cancel, and they can just cancel on you and you not get your bread. So definitely do the business part of your,
Yeah, and I think it's important on every level. The cameraman, you know, the DJ, the host.
Everybody.
Make sure your business is straight. And if you're dealing with a promoter or a club owner that doesn't respect that, that's somebody that you don't need to be doing business with.
Exactly.
Because like you said, time is valuable. I'm holding up this date for you, and you could cancel that night, the day before.
And somebody could have tried to book me on that day.
Somebody could have tried to book me on that day.
I'm holding a date for you, no.
And, you know, always pay deposits and always ask for a deposit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can, I know a lot of the club owners and promoters don't want to do it. Get something in writing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they're willing to do it. I know a lot of them don't be trying to do it. But if you can, get something in writing just to cover yourself. Right. To make sure that your business is straight. Because I'm telling you, people fuck you over.
Right.
They had you waiting all night. At the end of the night, they ain't got your back end. They ain't got your money.
Right.
My people, everybody that work for me, they usually get paid before we even open the doors for the most part. And if they do get paid that night, it's before the show even over.
Right.
I do clean business, and that's another thing that I want to put emphasis on to the people who listening and watching, is that us as a culture, us as black people, and us on a local level have to do better business.
Yes.
Because
way better business.
I hear so many stories.
Service is trash.
Customer service is trash, and the business be trash.
Yes.
You know, you hear so many stories about security didn't get paid at the end of the night. The DJ didn't get paid.
Yeah.
The host didn't get paid.
When I started, I used to do Saturdays. Them promoters just, we ain't make this.
Yeah. But that don't have nothing to do with you.
Right.
You provided those people with a service.
Yes.
Good, win, lose, or draw, they're supposed to pay you.
Yeah, and if you don't have the money to pay everybody for your event,
Yeah.
don't have it.
Yeah.
Because there's no guarantee. If you banking on that door, anything can happen, yo. And I promise you, I used to throw parties. And I had to pay LES no matter what, because that's where our DJ was. And back in the day, he was $500, and we weren't making shit at the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It rained every first fucking Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You never know what the weather gonna be. So my whole thing with that is, if you don't have the money to pay everybody up front, don't even do it.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And I want to put emphasis on that point to promoters or anybody who watching that's trying to do what I'm doing. Have the money regardless.
Right.
When I do a show, whether I'm doing it myself or I'm partnering with somebody or I'm booking it for somebody, because I do my own shows and I book for other people as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if the situation is right, I really don't like doing it too much, but I will partner with somebody.
Okay.
But sometimes when there's too many hands in the pot, it causes
mess.
problems. But I do all those things. But I'm saying that to say this. Have the money regardless. When I book an artist, when I'm doing an event, I have the money already.
Right.
I'm not waiting on the door. I'm not waiting on the VIP sections.
Yes, because most of the time when you waiting for that shit, you're not getting
You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
And we know that Virginia is a last minute town.
Yeah.
They're not going to buy tickets until the week of or 2 weeks before the event.
Or the day of.
Yeah, sometimes you get a lot of walk up. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot
never walk up because we don't know what the weather gonna be.
We don't know what the weather gonna be. You cannot depend on a door to pay your artist. I want to repeat that. You cannot depend on the door to pay for your artist or your staff. You have to have the money already. So if you don't have the money to cover it, you shouldn't be in this business or doing this event because you're gonna come up short.
Yeah.
Listen, one show, I had another promoter go against me on this show. I lost $27,000.
Y'all would have cried.
Most people would have cried, killed themselves, whatever. I'm good. Everybody still got paid like we won. But I had to know, okay, win, lose, or draw, I got to pay these people because I might have to use Dirty Die again.
Yeah.
I might have to use Izzy again. I may have to use Daddy and Capsules and all these people again. So why I'm going to not pay y'all, why I'm going to fuck y'all over when we're going to do another event soon. So yeah, this L might have hurt, but it's a lesson.
Right.
I know what went wrong. I know what happened. And I always pay people win, lose, or draw.
Right.
And a lot of people respect me because I do that. You ain't got to wait all night for me to pay you.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
You know, people sweeping the floors, you know, you still waiting on your money. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
No, you done got paid. You done got your envelope already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, you got to gain people's respect and trust in this business.
Yeah.
Because it's a difference when I call and somebody else call you. Or Twan call, it's a lot. If I'm available, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just having good business practices. But that comes from me watching promoters and club owners do people like that.
Yeah.
And I always said to myself, whenever I get in the position, I don't want to do that. If I ain't got the money for the whole thing, I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do the event.
That's a lesson learned for me, for sure.
For sure. Because this is the only way some people eat. Some people don't have a full-time job and doing this on the side.
Right.
Some people, this is their full-time job. So you're taking money out of somebody else's mouths. They might got to pay their rent, daycare, get their kids stuff for school, anything. So when you're screwing people over and you're not paying people, you have to keep that in mind. They got stuff to do with that money.
Right.
So I don't want nobody playing with my money, and I don't want to play with nobody else's money. So that's why I do that.
Facts. But another thing that people don't realize either is being an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs know that we're going to lose sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not good at taking losses, then entrepreneurship is just not for you. That's just my opinion, because we have our highs, but we have a lot of fucking lows too. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it even out. Sometimes it might be more highs than lows, but either way, you go through stuff. And I think a lot of people need to learn that in the business aspect of it too. And they don't. They
don't. Because even with me, right, when I lost the 27, most people would have quit.
I would have.
You know, most people that would have been it for them. You know what I'm saying? But I knew what happened. I knew what went down. So basically what went down, because y'all probably like, what happened?
Right.
We went to, and I'm not going to name nobody. I don't want to, do that. But we went to another promoter / club owner to do this event. That particular club owner told us that we should go see the white people because we're not going to be able to accommodate what you want over here. Mm-hmm. And we're like, dang, we want to, do it here. You know what I'm saying? They was like, nah, we ain't gonna be able to give you the prices you want on the bottles, different stuff like that. He basically didn't want our business.
Oh, okay.
So we was like, okay, so we end up doing the event anyway. The same guy that we went to threw an event the same night as our event. And it was a big event. And it basically killed our whole night.
Oh. Okay.
And it's crazy too, right? Because I'm not going to name the event, because if I name the event, you're going to know who I'm talking about.
Right.
And I ain't here to be messy. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy, right? We had a rapper and probably the baddest video vixen in the world at that time together on one night. Mm-hmm. And the rapper was like the hottest rapper at that time. But this particular club owner, promoter, he brought somebody that just did a big award show and a big tour. They was on fire at this time.
Oh, they were bigger artists.
They were bigger artists at that time. And guess what he did, y'all? We had a full concert. He booked that particular artist for hosting. Everybody went to that thinking that the person was going to perform. And all they did was stand there on their phone. They didn't perform. So everybody was like, we should have went to their event. They had a whole concert. So people was mad that they chose that event over our event because the person didn't perform. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's another thing. Me, I'm not doing no walkthroughs. I'm not doing no gimmicks. If somebody's on that flyer,
there's definitely some damn gimmicks.
It's a lot of gimmicks going on. Mm-hmm. If somebody on that flyer and my name on it or I posted it, they coming.
Right.
And they're gonna perform. I'm not gonna rob you of your money. You thinking it's one thing and it's something else, because what's gonna happen is when I post another flyer, oh nah, he got over on me. He had so and so come. They stood on their phones all night. They didn't even perform. They ain't take no pictures or nothing like that. Listen, people do that because it's a cheaper price for a hosting versus a performance or a concert. So they're putting them people faces on the flyers, getting you to come, but they're not paying them the entire amount for them to perform.
Right.
So, because I see it a lot, right? Don't get mad at the artists and be all under their Instagram comments, cussing them out. They didn't get paid to perform.
Right.
You got to cuss out the promoter, because the promoter didn't pay them to perform. He paid them just to show up and do a walkthrough.
Shady, slick
business. Shady, slick business. You know what I'm saying? And I just, if I ain't got the money for them to perform, I ain't going to book them.
Right.
There's no need to waste somebody's time and put a bad taste in people's mouth for doing that, because you ain't going to come to no more of my events.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't do that. And I'm not knocking other promoters or club owners that do that, but it's just not my style.
Yeah.
It's just tasteless.
Because I feel you on that. So what's the biggest challenge with just promoting and bringing people down?
The biggest challenge, I will say, is this. I don't get it so much out of town, because I run, a lot of people don't know, I run 12 different markets. So markets is different cities and states. So I don't just do shows in Virginia. I do shows all over. So I'll say the biggest challenge here in Virginia is that people don't want to see you eat. Mm-hmm. So what'll happen is, let's say you bring Cardi B tonight. Somebody else will be like, oh, Dad ain't gonna get all that money that night. I'm gonna bring Lotto. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and you gotta realize it ain't enough money in the city for both of those events to win, especially on the same day. So I would say the biggest challenge for me is other promoters or so-called promoters in the area who try to compete with you on the same night as your event or the same week.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all can work together.
When we can work together. It should be, more collaboration over competition.
Right.
But a lot of people have egos and different situations going on.
Or they got
crews and stuff like that, which causes them not to do that. But I think it should be more of a collaborative effort, like Atlanta, like Houston, like Miami, like some parts of like New York, where 2 or 3 promoters will come together and do one big show.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking local, they thinking globally. They're not thinking about competing, they're thinking about all us can get a bag.
Right.
Why don't we do one big show where we bring everybody? Where we bring Gucci, Ross, T.I., Plies, Bootsy, everybody.
AG, Rugs,
that's what they do.
Get together,
They do things together, but here it's like a crabs in the barrel mentality.
Yeah.
It's like, oh nah, I'm not gonna let Twan and them eat that night. I'm gonna do something the same night, which is crazy. So as far as challenges, I would say that's probably the biggest challenge. Everything else is easy to me. You know what I'm saying?
What's the funnest part?
The funnest part is I like touching the people. I like being out. I still to this day get out in the street, pass out my own flyers. I still put up my own posters.
Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of flyers.
Yes.
Because I had the photo booth at the GEC show.
Yes. It was crazy.
Yes, it was crazy. So let me just tell you what happened before then. And I was like, these motherfuckers got a street team out here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever been to GEC in Hampton off of Pembroke.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I promise you, I had called my order in because I never go to GEC and place an order. I always call it in. If you're from Shell Road or in Hampton area, you know why.
Yeah, I love that big chick combo.
Right, the big chick combo A1. Shout out to GEC. You know what I'm saying?
GEC.
So I went in GEC, and for this one day that was so special, I called my order in and I went there and my shit was on time.
Yeah.
So when I say on time, I walked in, paid, and I walked out with my food.
Yeah.
By the time I walked out, it was a damn Jeezy flyer on my damn truck.
Yeah.
And I bust out laughing and I was like, well, who the hell put this on my truck? I said, because I ain't even see nobody. I'm like, who was in the cut?
Yes.
Who do you work with to do your street team, or you just passing out the flyers by yourself?
I work with a guy named Julius, and I work with a couple other people. So I put everybody together, and I give them a different city.
Okay.
So in this area, it was Julius. Julius did Newport News, Hampton, Richmond, Petersburg, Smithfield, Franklin. He did this entire area.
Okay.
And so I gave him different locations to hit. I hit a few, and my other people hit a few. But I still believe in getting out there in the streets because
you definitely do.
You can't. Well, I ain't gonna say you can't. Most people don't do well just posting a flyer online because you got to think with so much stuff on your news feed nowadays, sponsor ads, different situations. Everybody's not seeing your event.
Yeah, because of algorithms.
Because of algorithms and stuff like that. And then we still got to think too. It's 2022. And some people are not online.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I still believe in having a team to put those flyers up in those locations, to put those flyers on the cars. And you might throw it away, you might let it fly out your window, but you're going to remember.
In my car.
Yeah, you're going to remember, oh man, Jeezy coming, or whoever it is coming from seeing that flyer so much on your car, on your windshield. So I still believe in doing that because it's visibility.
No, that's facts though, but it's still a lot of people. Like my security / muscle, he doesn't have any social media.
Yeah,
so
that's
big facts.
Yeah, it's good to still get out there and I say, hug the women, kiss the babies, shake hands with the fellas because people like being able to see you. They like being able to touch you, to ask you questions, still and do stuff like that. I still answer the phone. I'm the person answering the phone when you buying a ticket.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the person that answers the phone when you get your section or you're trying to get a media pass or a vendor table. And people like my customer service, and they like the fact that, wait a minute, this is the dude. He's doing it. I can talk to him. I can call him on the phone. I can, talk to him about my ticket or my situation. So I still like doing that because I still like being in touch with the people.
That's crazy that you say that because with all the big corporations I work for, being in the corporate world, to me, being able to talk to the owner or whoever was so key to me. And I'll never forget the first day I worked at Geico, they introduced us to everybody. It won't just our supervisor or trainer, the head person, the CEO, everybody came. And then like 4 months later, fucking Warren Buffett.
That's crazy.
He's just owned profits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was in the fucking building. Like I met Warren Buffett years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 2006, 7.
And that's dope. Who
Yeah.
can say that?
Right.
You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
yeah, but that's what I'm just saying. Like, the way you're structuring your business is like a corporation.
Yeah.
So keep that is what I wanted to say, because
Thank you.
being able to talk to who you want to talk to, it just displays not only do you, I still work from the bottom up. I know how to do every job that I'm working. So I like that.
Yeah,
That's
and I was
that's really good to have.
Yeah, and it's crazy, Dad, that you said that, because I was actually, one night I was in a suit, putting flyers on the cars, putting posters up, and everyone was like, "Who is this guy in this suit?"
Right.
But I just believe in that. I believe that don't get too high on your horse or your pedestal or your throne or whatever you call it, where you can't get out there with the people.
Right.
If I ever get that big where I can't get out there with the people, I don't want to do it no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you see me because you was working. I still was in the crowd greeting people, hugging people, thanking people for coming while the show was going on.
Oh, yeah.
Going through. You know what I'm saying? And people respect that about me. And that helps me because I'm building relationships. And two, some people might just post my flyers just because of how I treat them.
Right.
How the customer
Share
service
it.
is, how they felt from coming, the experience. Because I tell people, I'm not just bringing you a show. I'm giving you an experience. I'm giving you a memory that you'll remember long after I'm gone or years after the event. It's still people who grabbed me and dapped me up from events I did 8 years ago, 10 years ago. Man, I remember when you first did this, that Jay was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And when you provide people with those memories, they'll always come to your shit.
Yeah.
Because they know they're going to have a good time and they know they're going to be safe. So I still believe in putting in the groundwork. I mean, we even had billboards up in every city.
Oh, that was smart.
Every city in the 7 cities, we had a billboard up for the Jesus show.
Okay.
Just to provide that visibility, right? When you're in traffic, when you're going to work, when you're going to pick your kids up from daycare, you
Right.
saw that flyer.
Right.
So I wanted people to remember that date and who was coming, even if they didn't see it online, even if they didn't hear the radio advertisement. I wanted to keep it refreshed in your brain because, we have short-term memory nowadays. Even with music, you might listen to a person's song or album for 2 weeks,
Yeah, that attention
and
span
the attention span is so short now. So I just wanted to give the constant reminder, Jesus coming to town.
Right.
So that was the plan with doing that.
Now, you say you do contracts with the artists. Do you do it with the venues as well?
Yes. Most venues, I do a contract with the venue because, like I said in the beginning of the interview, right? You got to protect yourself in the situations because some venues will double book on you. They'll book, 2 or 3 events on the same night as yours.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. They may book an event that may directly affect your event. And, that can hurt. So I definitely do a contract with the venues. It's usually nothing too crazy because, I've been doing business with these venues for a while. But we still do some paperwork just to make sure that the business is solidified and that we got everything in black and white. You always want to cover yourself no matter if you're a friend or a stranger because you never know what somebody's intentions are or what they're thinking. So I always do that paperwork.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to work with you, how can they contact you?
The best way to contact me about working with me, you can email me at GEC Group at iCloud.com, or you can just go to my Instagram at FlyByAnyMeans on Instagram, and you can DM me. I'm real easy to talk to. Just have your business together, though.
Right.
Because I get a lot of people that DM me or email me, and their business not together, or they don't have the money.
Now, when you say together, break that down.
So just, if you don't know me, this is a rule of thumb for me. If you don't know me, don't and what's good.
Right.
We don't even know each other.
Yeah.
So that's already putting a bad taste in my mouth of you, of the way you hit me up, right?
Right. Because you're not handling it professionally.
You're not handling it professionally. We do business over here. It's not no play or run around the park type of situations.
Right.
If we not on that level, we just meeting, your first encounter with me shouldn't be, hey, yo, what's good? Yo, with a bunch of hoes. It's going to already turn me off
That's
from
my
you.
good morning. Hey.
Yeah. Now we on that level, then it's
Right.
cool. But I just say, have the money. You know, so many people come to me that want to.
Money
Yeah. Have your money together. Most people don't have the money they say they got.
Facts.
And it's okay, but don't come to me with that because I don't got time to waste.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have the money, but you got the potential to be a good promoter or you got a potential to be, you know, be good at something else, let's talk about that.
Right.
But don't come to me talking that big boy shit if you don't have the money.
Right.
And I'm not trying to disrespect nobody or nothing, but
A lot of people do it.
a lot of people do that. I can show you my DM right now of people who hit me up trying to get prices and stuff like that. And, you know, that's just not how we do business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because what a lot of people do is they'll try to get prices from me, like I said earlier,
Right.
and they'll try to go behind my back and book it for the same price so they don't got to pay me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you should just start charging them a fee to even talk to you about business.
Yeah.
A consultation.
Consultation fee.
Because if y'all gonna steal some shit, at least get a profit off of it.
At least get a
if
profit.
you want to find my number, what my number is, I'm gonna get a profit off of that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
charge their asses.
Yeah, because you know,
people
full of shit. And I'm gonna tell you, it's people that we know that have done it that I thought would never do that to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you one thing I've learned.
Yeah.
The person that you think won't do it will do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Don't even look at nobody as they won't do it to me, because just look at everybody as they will, and I'd be surprised if they don't.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier. Have your business together, because you shouldn't even have it so nobody can take advantage of you like that.
Right.
Like you said, charge them.
Right.
Or make them, which they don't want to do, make them fill out an offer sheet.
Yeah.
Make them sign some shit.
Facts.
You know, when you got a business idea, you got to sign a non-disclosure agreement. And if a person ain't willing to sign that, you ain't gonna talk to them.
Anyway, right.
So I had to put certain things in place.
That's smart though. Have that in the consultation too.
Yeah, had that in the consultation. I had to put stuff in place because I was getting burnt a lot like that. And then when I go to the artist, it's like, let's say you hit me up about all these artists, and I get all these prices and dates, and you never book it. I still got to go back to that artist, and you didn't come through.
You wasted my fucking time.
You wasted my time, and you wasted my relationship with that artist. And people don't understand that. When you screw me over or think you're screwing me over, I have to go back to that artist and say, hey, man, it didn't work out. That person was bullshit. I'm sorry. I apologize. God. That makes me look crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say,
I wouldn't even put my business on the line for these motherfuckers.
Exactly, right? But when I'm like that, oh, he's an asshole, he's arrogant, he's stuff. I'm not that. Yeah. It's just I've been screwed over so much in the past with different people that it's fucking my relationships up.
Yeah, and I'm not.
And I can't let nobody jeopardize my relationships with these artists because I work very hard to build that. You know what I'm saying? So my biggest advice for, somebody in your artist that may be listening that may want to work with me is when you come to me, if we don't already know each other, come at me in a professional manner and have your business together.
Right.
And if you're trying to book an artist or a venue or something like that, have proof of funds.
Right.
I need to know you got the money.
Yeah.
I'm
not trying to be funny.
I ain't trying to be funny. And
I need receipts.
Yeah, we need something showing that you have the money. We need proof of funds to move forward. I mean, the average artist, a good artist right now, is $100,000 or better.
Yeah.
Damn. Now, if you're doing some old school stuff, you may can get somebody for cheaper. But the artists that people want, love, and want to come to their venues, 100, 50, 80, 70, right. That ain't no play money.
Right.
And everybody doesn't have access to that type of money to be able to do that. Or if they do, it's their last. And I would tell somebody, never put your last up for a show.
I mean, you take chances, but damn.
But you don't want to put your all on. I seen people put their house up, their 401k, their retirement.
They lose.
You lose, ticket sales, weather, anything can happen. A shooting, COVID.
Yes.
It's so many people that lost deposits from COVID.
Yeah.
2 years, you done gave somebody your money and it's gone.
Yeah.
Or they didn't recoup it or whatever like that. So I tell people, just have your business together and just come for me in a professional manner. You know what I'm saying? And we can definitely do some business together. I'm not hard to talk to. I'm not hard to work with. It's just people just come to me sideways sometimes.
Right.
And I don't really respect it because I don't come at you like that.
Right.
Everything I do it professional. If I gotta be somewhere, I come early. See, I was here early today.
Yeah, he was super early, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
And he brung these. So
Yes.
he has set a trend.
Yes.
I'm gonna need for all the male guests. If y'all ain't bringing me nothing like this, I ain't even going. I don't know how I'm gonna treat y'all.
Yeah, you gotta, you know, when you doing things, you gotta do things the right way. And it's a friend of mine. His name is Dom. He probably gonna kill me for saying his name. Sim Surname on Instagram. Follow him. He's dope. He taught me a valuable lesson. I thought it was weird when I met him. I never seen a man that nice, and didn't want nothing. I was like, what's this guy, man? I mean, he texting me, you know, he doing all these different things. What's up with this dude? What do he want?
Right.
He's just genuinely a nice dude. And you know what he told me? He said, Twan, it's always best to be a service to somebody before asking them for anything.
Facts.
I felt that in my chest when he said that.
I feel that.
He was like, I can't come to you asking for advice or anything if I don't allow myself to be a service to you first. So if I'm a service to you, you'll be more open to talking to me. You'll be more open to working with me. You'll be more willing to listen to what I got to say, to respond to my DM, because I came to you as a service first. What can I do to help you in your business? What can I do to make things better? To enhance what you got going on. And that impressed me. And it made me implement that in my business. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, that just helped me just to do business better. So I just implement that with everything I do. So I knew, you know, you've been doing a lot of different things and your birthday's coming up. And I just love and respect your grind. And I love your hustle. I love how you got all these different businesses. And, you know, you're a DJ, you're an entrepreneur, you got Snap Me, you're in corporate, you do all these amazing things, and the fact that you're an amazing woman, it just impresses me a lot to see you out here. So I just wanted to give you a token of love and appreciation to show you that you are appreciated, that people are watching, that people are inspired by you, because, you know, we got a thing where we can't tell somebody they dope. We can't tell somebody that we're inspired by them, that we're motivated by them. And why?
Right.
Why I gotta wait for you to be gone to tell you dope, you're amazing? Why do people gotta wait till I'm dead in the ground, man? He killed that shit when he was running shit. I couldn't tell him when he was living. He was a fly motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta wait? Right. Why can't I give you your roses, your flowers, while you can smell them? So that's what I did today. I wanted to give you your flowers while you can smell them. This is a dope platform. You know, the Dirty Dash Show. You know what I'm saying? Snap Me, the DJ, the personality, everything you're doing is amazing. And I think it should be celebrated. And I think it should be celebrated on a high level.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know, and it's all about setting the bar and setting the trend for things to come. And just, you know, making people feel important, because it's days you wanted to give up.
Right.
It's days you've cried and been frustrated and been cheated out of your money, or just somebody didn't do proper business or something like that. So I just wanted to show you and to show your audience that it's still people out here that pay attention to what's going on. It's still people out here that do great business. And that's, you know, that's why I did that. So
thank you.
I you know, I took that from Dom, some certain age. He taught me that. And you know, I tell people all the time, you can learn from the janitor.
You can learn from everybody.
You can learn from the homeless man on the street. Don't never get too high and mighty where you can't listen to somebody, where you can't take criticism, where you can't take advice from somebody.
And criticism is actually benefiting you.
It's benefiting you, because, listen, if I ain't love you, if I ain't care about you, I wouldn't tell you nothing that'll make you better.
Right. And it's crazy that you bring that up, because Quan taught me something. I don't know if y'all know Quan, but Quan is my videographer.
Yeah, he's really dope.
Quan does a lot of things. I won't go down the list, but a long time ago, I remember I asked him, I was like, Quan, are you free to do this? And he was like, Dirty, I'm never free.
Yeah.
I'm available.
Yeah.
Never free. He said, don't ever say that you're free.
Yeah.
Tell him you're available. And ever since then, nigga,
Yeah.
ain't shit free. I'm available though.
I'm available.
Yeah.
I'm available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, that was the best advice I got as far as verbiage and the way I talk to certain people. Like, nah, I ain't free. I'm available.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people do take that free
They
word.
take that free. They take that free lightly. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this, right? I'm not going to nobody's place of business. I'm not going to, you know, anybody for a service and asking for nothing.
Right.
The price is the price. It's up to me if I'm gonna pay it or not.
Right. All I'll be like, well, okay, how much is it?
Yeah.
If it's not displayed, I ask how much it is. But sometimes when you ask people how much, I'm learning that they thinking that you're asking for a discount.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, dude, I'm asking how
asking-
much.
yeah.
Whatever you tell me is what I'm willing to pay. But
Yeah.
don't think because I'm asking you how much that I want a discount. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I want a discount.
Yeah.
I support businesses like.
I think it ain't nothing personal with you. It's just, and you know, I'm sure he can agree. So many people come to him sideways and with fuck shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like me. I'm like this. If you rock with me or you like what I'm doing, you gonna show me some love anyway.
Right.
I shouldn't have to ask for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you might say, hey, this one on me. You know what I'm saying? You might say, hey, we good. But I never asked for, or I never depend on that, because somebody's time, somebody's energy, somebody's, creativity. So I never try to get no discounts. If they offer me one, I'm gonna take it.
Right.
But I never, go out my way to try to get it.
Right.
And then I tell people too, right? Even at my shows and my events, you may see me sweeping the floor.
Oh, hey, I'm like,
You may see me at the door taking the ticket money.
Man, I be picking up trash at other people's events.
You may see me bringing out the tray of wings,
Mm-hmm.
the bottles. I never ever get too big where I can't do those things,
Right.
because life will humble you, and you could be right back at square one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't let the pictures and the diamonds and the suits fool you. I still can roll up my sleeve and do whatever it is to be done to make this establishment, this event, this situation a success. I'll hold a camera if I got to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do whatever it is I got to do to make sure people are comfortable, people are safe, and make sure that they had a good time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm big on that. And I'm big on marketing. I got this from Miss Diddy in L.A., Shout out to Miss Diddy.
She the bomb. Miss Diddy, L.A. is the bomb.
If you're in L.A., you have to listen. If you're in LA, you have to tap. I'm going to LA this week.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in LA, you have to tap in with Miss Diddy, and I'm saying that to say two things, right? When you're in Miami, you got to you got to tap in with Headliner World.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in Atlanta, you got to tap in with AG and Ruggs.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, Tim Boss. I don't know who the person is here yet, but whoever it is here, you need to tap in with that person when you're in that area, when you're trying to do events in that area. But I'm saying that to say this. I never get too big where I can't do those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing I want to add to that is I never put a cap on marketing. I got that from Miss Diddy. Some people will overspend on bullshit and forget the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the best artists in the world, the biggest artists in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the dopest event, the dopest podcast. You could be the dopest DJ in the world. But if nobody knows about it, you lost.
Yeah.
Put the money in the marketing.
Right.
Have a marketing budget. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can have all those things, but if you're not advertising correctly, if you're not marketing the right way, then nobody's going to know about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to do a bid, put some billboards up.
Yeah.
If you want everybody to know about it, get some
Run a
people in the
commercial.
street. Run a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Hire influencers.
Yeah.
Get the most popular people in that city to post and promote, on their pages.
That's smart, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get the artists to promote and do a video drop and post your flyer.
Right.
The more visibility you got, the better the outcome of your event. The more money you're going to make.
Right.
Because the worst thing in the world that we all have seen, after you do an event, you post a recap video or the pictures. Dang, I wish I knew Dirty Dot was having an event.
Right.
Or I wish I knew Jeezy was coming, was here.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You should have it. Listen, if you just ain't want to come,
Right.
everybody know about this. You know what I'm saying? So don't be scared to spend money on your marketing.
Yeah. Well, he done put y'all on to so much game. I'm not even gonna ask him no much because I feel like this episode should be paid for. Honestly, I want to thank you, Twan, for coming through. Like,
it was a
that
pleasure.
was a really great interview. I got so much. I mean, I just didn't realize like all the crazy shit that people be requesting or just the bullshit that promoters go through. So I appreciate you coming to share that with my guests and being on the Dirty Show.
No problem.
Let them know where they can find you again.
Yes. You can find me on Instagram at Instagram.com/flybyanymeans. You can find me on Twitter at I am Fly by Any Means, and you can find me on Facebook at Dan Twan Gatlin. That's DANTWAN, last name Gatlin, GATLING. And I just want to tell y'all before I go, anything is possible. Follow your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you no. Figure out how you can turn that no into a yes.
Or get somebody else to say the yes. You know, I done been shot at. I done been in houses on fire. I done flipped over in cars. I done been on my deathbed. Anything you can imagine has happened to me. But I didn't let nothing stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I done lost friends, relationships, babies, everything. I sacrificed my life to get where I'm at. The one thing I want to tell you is, don't live with regrets. Whatever you want to do, it is possible. I'm a living testimony that anything you want to do, anything that you manifest, you can really make it your reality. Because what you don't want to do is 5-10 years to go down the line, man, I should have been a DJ. Right.
Man, I should have been a rapper or a videographer. That was my dream. And I had kids, got married, I let it go. No.
Right.
Figure out how you can make that shit happen. Because I'm telling you, the worst thing in the world is to live with regrets. Is just, you know, it's just that gut feeling. It's just something just telling you just to do it.
Right.
Whatever you're passionate about in life, make that shit happen. It's so many resources out here. You got YouTube University. You got Google. You got people in your city that's doing shit that you want to do.
Right.
Some of them are willing to work with you. Some of them are willing to let you have a consultation with them. Some of them are even willing to be your mentor. They may charge you or whatever it is, but get the game and do what it is you want to do out here. Sky's the limit. We're from Virginia. Look at all these people that made it out of Virginia. So if they made it, if I made it, if Dad made it, you can make it too. Don't give up on your dreams.
Well, y'all know my stand. Keep working until everything works out, because you know it will. I got y'all, man. That's just like what I tell y'all every day, and I'm a true believer in it. And if I can make it through, you can. Y'all heard what Twan said. Thank you again for coming through.
No problem.
Y'all already know it's the Dirty Show. We out of here to the next episode. Deuces.
See, it's the Dirty Show, where you go to get familiar. For the culture, such a pillar and a winner. If you didn't know, now you know. DJ Dirty Die provide the ill vibe, diving deeper inside to lives of enterprise of dope minds. Blending mainstream with what's on the rise. Well known for the spins, let this be the next on replay. My DJ is dirty, respect the CJ. Hey.